Hey guys, so for this video, we're going to take the skills that we've learned with watercolor so far and with the illusions and combine them together into a piece using both methods. So today we're going to need paper, a pencil. You can use just marker, but I like to have the pencil just in case I make a mistake. It's easier to erase. Black markers. And something to make circles with. It doesn't have to be one of these. I picked this up at Walmart for a couple bucks, but it can be anything around your house, a cup, a roll of tape, anything that you can trace a circle with, and your watercolors. Okay, so first you want to start with your biggest circle. So this is just a jar of hair conditioner that I had. I'm going to do it a little off center. Take my marker, and you're left with this. It doesn't have to be a super perfect circle because we're going to come back with other lines and you're not even really going to see this at the end. And then I'm going to make a couple smaller circles. And go down and make some even smaller ones. So you can choose any size you want. I would just recommend doing 3 different sizes to where you can tell that they're 3 different sizes. And you don't have to do the exact amount of circles that I'm doing. You can do less, you can do more, whatever looks right and feels right to you. Okay, and that is the first step. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to start and we're just going to put lines one after the other, following the curvature of the line before it. So, and you can start any way you want. And just follow your circle. looks like this. And we will move to our next step. Okay, now on to the part with the watercolors. So your circles are going to be done with your watercolors. And you can use any one of the techniques that we learned in our last class. For this, I like to wet the entire circle. You want a good bit of water. And then my colors that I've selected, I'm using a green, a yellow, purple, Persian blue, and orange. So let's add a little bit of this green. And you kind of just want to let it float in the water and decide kind of what it wants to do. And I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take a little pinch of salt like we did last time. And then we will move on to another circle. You're going to want to do more of a flow technique with the watercolors in this setting, where you're just wetting the entire area and kind of allowing the color to move on its own. And always remember, if you have some paper towels and you don't like the way something's looking, or even to get a different kind of texture, you can go back in and dab away. And it just gives you a different look in that circle. You can even add more water. This kind of gives you a look like it could be a planet. I'm sure somewhere in the vastness of space exists planets that look similar to this. You just want to keep moving like this. You can add salt in if you want. You can wipe some away. You can add a little bit of salt. You can add a whole lot of salt. You can add a whole lot of salt to one area, which will suck up a lot of the paint and give you almost a highlight look in that area. And then we're just going to keep moving like this all the way around until we fill in all of our circles. Okay guys, so now we have all of our first layers laid down. Now you can leave it like this, or like I always say, the more layers the better with watercolor. It just gives you a fuller, richer color. You're fine to stay with one. You can put 2 layers and be done with that. There's no limit on layers. I had an art teacher in high school, and she specialized in watercolor flowers. And some of her paintings that she showed me, some of the flower petals had 30 layers on them. So there's no limit to how many layers you can put, or when you have to start and stop. One other cool little technique that I would like to show you guys is if you put your circle back over this, just get a little water on your brush and some color, and then hold your brush, take your index finger and if you get some splatter over on the rest of it, just wet it again. Take a clean towel. And so then you're left with this cool little splatter pattern. Okay, so now we have all our circles colored in. I did multiple layers. I think I did 3. Like I said, you can continue. You can do as many as you want, as little as you want. Just keep going till you feel like it looks good. And you don't even have to do the black lines around circles. You could fill the entire page with different size circles and then color them in different colors. That would just play around with it. This was kind of something to be more for fun and just practicing with watercolor more than anything.